Thank you for joining me for another episode of the monthly weapons series for 2024. This month I'm going to be switching it up a bit, and rather than talking about a battlefield weapon, I will be introducing what could be called a training weapon, the Fukuro Shinai. This will be a relatively short video as I do not have a whole lot to say about this specific topic. If you have ever at least seen modern kendo, then you have seen this, the Shinai. The word as written means bamboo sword or bamboo blade, but this is an irregular reading of the kanji. The origin of the word comes from the verb shinau, which means to bend. The story goes that the modern Shinai took the form we know today in the 17th century when Nakanishi Chuzo Tsugutate of the Nakanishi-ha Ito-ryu is said to have developed it. Before then, though, there was a different type of Shinai. In many martial arts traditions, Kamizumi Nobutsuna, the founder of the Shinkage-ryu, is often credited with developing the Fukuro Shinai in the 16th century. The Fukuro Shinai is made of a single piece of bamboo split near one end. The end that is not split is the handle, and the end that is split represents the blade of a sword. The Fukuro part of its name refers to the sleeve covering the bamboo. Fukuro means something like bag, pouch, or some kind of soft container, a sack, something like that. While the sleeve of modern Fukuro Shinai frequently are made of synthetic materials, in the 16th century it was made out of leather, usually deer leather. And some Fukuro Shinai have a tsuba, a handguard, and some do not. Prior to the development of the Fukuro Shinai, the safest ways to train in swordsmanship were either with a wooden replica sword called a bokken or a bokuto, or some kind of natural stick or branch, or maybe even a small tree pulled out of the ground or something like that, which honestly, the latter with the sticks or branches or something like that was probably more common, especially in the pre-Edo period. The Fukuro Shinai was a safer way to train in swordsmanship. The splitting of the bamboo means when it makes contact, there is some movement and give, absorbing at least some of the impact rather than transferring it to the target. In addition, the sleeve provides some extra padding. Although it decreased the chances of serious injury or even death when hitting someone, its original intention does not seem to have been to intentionally hit a training partner with it, as in free sparring. Rather, it was a safety measure when training in kata. One was not supposed to hit their training partner forcefully with it, but in case a mistake was made and forceful impact was made, there was less chance of injuring the other person than hitting them with a solid piece of wood. There are some ryuha that use both bokuto and Fukuro Shinai to train in and perform kata. This is a video of some Fukuro Shinai drills in Maniwa Nenryu. These drills are different than kata of the ryuha, but they are also different from free sparring. The exchanges are pre-arranged, and as you can see, they are not striking with full force. However, they are moving quickly, and the padding on the head and hands seems to be there as a precaution rather than to be intentionally struck at full force. This is different than Bogu Kenjutsu and Gekiken that became popular in the 18th and 19th centuries. The combination of the more modern form of Shinai and the development of Bogu, the protective armor now used in kendo, allowed for free sparring, albeit with limiting targets to the protected areas usually. Something I want to make clear before wrapping this video up is even though the use of the Fukuro Shinai spread and was adapted at various times by various ryuha, this does not by any way mean that this became the predominant practice. It was just one of the means through which people train in swordsmanship. Some, but not all, perhaps not even most, ryuha used them in the pre-modern period, and some Koryu schools continue to use them today. I should also add that I'm not criticizing any ryuha for using the Fukuro Shinai, nor for not using it. It was and still is just one of the tools that can be used to train in swordsmanship that some ryuha use and some do not. And that's going to do it for this short video. Once again, thank you so much for taking your time watching, and a special thank you to my Patreon member, Coulter Nebel. I would also like to thank Mikugi for letting me use some of his Yagyu Shinkage-ryu footage. Link to his video will be in the description. If you liked the video, please consider leaving a like, sharing, commenting, and maybe even subscribing. I hope you will join me for the next video. Otsukare-sama deshita.